The One Fit recipe library is how you can make meal planning easy. We give you a whole host of default recipes, recipes that you can filter by category, so breakfast, lunch, dinner, by diet, so any preferences your clients have, exclusions to exclude things like seafood that they may not eat, cuisine, and of course your own tags too. You can also favorite these. So if there's anything that you like to reuse with your clients, you can favorite it and then make it super quick when you're coming to add them into plans. Of course, hovering over will show you ingredients, total prep plus cook time, as well as macros and calories per serving. And if you ever click into one of these, you'll see that it's made up of all the fields that I just went over, as well as a list of ingredients and instructions to cook. The macros at the top are per serving. When you add this into a plan, you can define how many servings you want them to have, and you can tweak the recipe as well. Now, you can't edit our custom recipes. However, what you can do is copy our recipe using the copy button and then edit that copy. Alternatively, you can start and build your own from scratch. If you hit add recipe, name the recipe whatever you want, you will be able to add a photo of the meal, an amount of servings, prep time, cook time, any categories, as well as any instructions. Instructions, we kind of follow a step-by-step approach, so it's very easy for the client to follow when they are cooking it. And ingredients come from the ingredients library. The ingredient list, we provide most of it. If you want to search for steaks, it will bring up a whole variety of different cuts of steak, so that you can be very granular when you're building out these recipes. All you will do when you come in is define the ingredients that you want in the recipe, define the portion sizes. So if this is for two, probably want something like this, and something like this. Instructions, flesh out how you want them to cook it. And then when you've added the photo, you can save it and you will be able to reuse this within plans. Now, you won't be able to save until all of this kind of stuff is filled out, but you can always save draft and then come back to it at a later date. Now, when it comes time to add it into the plans, you have 5 spots for recipes within a meal. If you add a recipe, it will bring up all of our recipes, same filtering, same search, all that kind of stuff. You can bring in your favorites too, and you will see 5 spots that can be filled with recipes. Most platforms wouldn't give you much customization. However, if you are to click into one of these, you can bump up the serving size for everything in the recipe, or you can just bump up individual food items if you want to slightly bump up protein, slightly bump up carbs, or slightly bump up fat. That will give you full control over the total macros for the day. In addition, should you want to, you can drop something out of a recipe and you can also add in something else too. So you'll get a pretty granular level of control. If you ever want to reset this back, we do link this back to the original recipe. So if you hit this reset button, it will just bring it back to what it should have been at the start. Of course, when your client comes to track this in the app, they won't just see the recipe, they won't just see the ingredients, they'll see the steps and they'll see what they need to do to bring it to life.